Hi everybody and welcome to the 6th episode of the MyMuddlings podcast. Today is the 19th of September 2016 and my name is Julianne and I'm recording here in Adelaide where I live. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and spending some time with me. If you're a new viewer, thanks for checking me out. I think it's probably going to be a little on the short side today, hopefully I don't waffle on too much. I feel like it was only yesterday that I recorded, so I don't feel like I've actually accomplished much in the last week, which is a little bit frustrating, I guess. Not frustrating, it's just a bit strange. I don't feel like I had a very busy week last week. I did go and spend Thursday with my parents and my niece, and we stayed there for dinner, so Simon came up afterwards, which was pretty fun. I got to have my bus ride. I quite like going on the bus, especially when it's not in peak time, so I did take the bus up there. Other than that, I don't really recall much of what happened last week. I guess that's what happens when you don't have a job. Everything just kind of flows in together. Anyway, let's talk about some knitting. I do have some knitting, I have some spinning, I have some new in the queue stuff, and I also have some stash acquisitions. So I don't have notes on me today. I didn't bother doing the notes. I've just got everything sitting beside me, so I might just get on with it. For finished objects today, off the needles, I have one thing, which is something that you saw last week, and this was my very first pair of Fish Lips Kiss socks with the heels. They're basically just a vanilla sock that I've incorporated the Fish Lips Kiss heel into. So you can see it's very neat. And this was my Madeline Tosh sock in Centennial Park, which was a limited edition Eat Sleep Knit colourway. So strangely enough, it actually spiraled quite interestingly on the second leg. The first one came out quite fine, quite, I guess, even, really. I mean, I know it's a variegated yarn, you will get splashes and flashes and spirals with it, but yeah, the second one came out and I don't really know why. I don't feel like my gauge changed, so yeah, I don't know that I'm such a fan of the spiraling, but it is what it is and I'm not pulling them out. I already had to pick out, I mentioned last week that I did the tubular bind off on the top of the first sock and that was a bit tight, so I've picked out the top of the first sock and redone that just on Jenny Seriously Stretchy bind off. Is it Jenny or Judy? I always get mixed up. I think it's Judy's Magic Cast On and Jenny's Seriously Stretchy bind off. So that's what I've done on these socks. So yeah, these were just on my 2.5mm higher 9-inch circulars, and that's pretty much all there really is to say. It's a 64 stitch sock, and that's my September socks for the Just One More Row cowl and the Boxer Socks cowl. So the Just One More Row prompt this month was to try a technique that you've never tried before, and that was my Fish Lips Kiss. So there's my very first pair, and I quite enjoy them. So that's finished objects. What I have on the needles is I have two things to speak about. I know last week I did say that I was going to be finishing off some projects, but these are both new cast-ons in the last week. And you probably won't blame me for one of them. I'll put some pictures in as I'm talking about this. It's just so you can see what the finished object actually looks like. But it's some colour work, and I'm doing this in some Knit Picks Preciosa, if I can get my words out, and this are the two colours that I'm using. So this one is called Crest, and I can't actually remember what this one is. I'll put it in the down bar so that you can see what it is, or you can head over to my project page. So these are the two colours that I'm using, and Preciosa, oh my gosh, I'm not even going to bother saying it. You know what I'm saying. It's a very, very squishy worsted weight single yarn, so it's a bit fluffy. So this is the Knitter's Cowl by Alison Dykusen. which is a pattern that was in the most recent Holland Knits, the spring accessories, what do you call it, collection that they've just released. And this one, hopefully you can actually see it, obviously because it's colour work, it'll need a bit of a block just to even things out. And it's got yarn balls and knitting needles. And the really cool thing is all of the little balls of yarn actually have numbers on them. I mean, it's a little bit hard to see. That's actually supposed to be a 1. And then we have 2, and all the way up to, I'm now at 3 and starting the 4th ball now. So I'm really liking the way that this is knitting up. I've actually have frogged right back to the beginning on this since I started it, because I wasn't happy with my gauge on it. It was looking a bit puckered and you couldn't actually really see. I'll turn it back around so you don't have that jog. Yeah, you couldn't really see anything very well, but I've kind of loosened up the grey stitches a little bit because I found that they were getting a bit pinched. Even on this one, you can see the ones are pretty tight in there, but once you get to the 2s and the 3s, it's not actually too bad. But yes, I think I'm still currently the first person that has this project on Ravelry apart from Alison. So this one's pretty fun. Although I have realised that I like doing colour work. I think I do it two-handed. I think I like colour work, but I do burn out on it really quickly, especially when I've frogged this back to the beginning, and I'm actually just a little bit further than where I was when I frogged it. So I've burnt out a little bit on this because like I guess it's just the extra energy of following the chart plus making sure that you're keeping your stitches, not a bit loose but not too loose. And yeah, so I haven't picked this up for the last couple of days because I'm just a little bit burnt out on the colour work, but I would like to get it finished because I'm being a little bit more monogamous with my projects, so I would like to get this finished before I put it down to do other things. So let me pick up a stitch I've lost. Hang on a second. There we go. So yes, that's my knitter's cowl, and it's just a big infinity cowl, so it's got a provisional cast on. You might be able to see there, it's a bit curly. Yeah, so you see the green yarn there. So it's a provisional cast on. You do the 2-page chart, then you swap the colours around, do the other 2, do the same 2 charts again, and then graft it at the end. So yeah, I'm approximately a repeat and a half in. So after the 2 repeats are done, then I swap the colours over. So yes, it's my knitter's cowl. And the other project that I have on the needles at the moment is a pair of socks, because I obviously finished my other socks, so I have to have another pair on the needles. And I started these yesterday, and I've actually made quite a bit of progress on my first sock. Now, these I'm doing a Fish Lips Kiss heel again, because I really enjoyed doing that last time, plus I'm using a striping yarn. So I prefer to have like an afterthought heel or something, in especially because I've got this complementary colour that goes with the striping yarn. So I finished my Fish Lips Kiss heel. I finished that off. I did the second half of it this morning, and then I've worked up. So yesterday I've done the toe, the whole foot, half of the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and then I've done the rest today. So self-striping I find kind of knits itself, because you always want to just do one more stripe, just keep going, ooh, look, next stripe. Yes, that's how far I am. Just another vanilla 64 stitch sock with the the Fish Lips Kiss heel on my 9-inch Higher Sharps 2.5mm circular. Now, I'd like to talk about the yarn because the yarn is pretty awesome. It's not the softest sock yarn, I have to say, but it does have a very sturdy feel to it. Like, it's not rough by any means, but it's very sturdy. And the dyer behind this yarn is actually Stray Cat socks. And I actually bought 3 balls of yarn from her, of the self-striping, so it comes in these awesomely wrapped balls. And this colourway is the Mona Vale Rose. And can I just talk about the packaging for a moment, because it's really, really awesome. I've kept it here to show you. So this is, the yarn comes in little boxes like this, and this is like just the best packaging I think I've pretty much seen from any indie dyer. And you get some pretty nice packaging, but I just love these boxes. They are just amazing, and it just opens like that. And I mean, I was thinking about it yesterday, you could almost use the box actually as a yarn bowl, like just feed the yarn through the hole. So you can see there, this is Mona Vale Rose is the colour that I've got. And it's got little kitty on the back. And if you follow Tracy's Instagram, she puts a lot of photos of her very, very fluffy kitty cats on there. So, and it comes with the little tags with the kitty cat on the back. And this yarn is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 100 gram balls, 400 meters. So let's see that there. And this is from New Zealand. So I really love Tracy's work. She does a great job. She's always coming up with new colourways, and you can get complementary solids that will match with your main colour. So I actually ordered these fairly far apart. I've had the actual striping yarn for quite a while, and I sort of thought about it because I did an afterthought heel on a pair that I knit out of her Seuss Juice colourway, and I'll pop a photo in so that you can see. So I basically didn't have the matching coordinate for that one, and I mean, I didn't hate the way it turned out, but I sort of think with self-striping yarns it's nice to have that solid element in there. And I don't particularly enjoy doing afterthought heels, and I don't find that they fit me very well. Whereas this Fish Lips Kiss heel I felt fit me quite well in the other pair that I've made. And the Fish Lips Kiss heel, because it's a short row heel, you can actually swap to that other colour. So I contacted Tracy through Etsy, and I purchased a couple more balls because I've got one more main self-striping ball from her. So I got a coordinating ball for both of them. So the colour of the second one is a little bit darker, but you know, they were dyed at very different times, so it's not really surprising that they're a bit different. But I mean, it's close enough that you can see that they obviously go together. So yes, that's my vanilla Fish Lips Kiss heel in my awesome Stray Cat Socks yarn. I'm gonna drop the balls. Alright, I'll probably go on to some spinning. I have one thing, I don't have anything finished, but I do have one thing currently on the wheel, and I've got half of my fibre here. And this is some more Kathy's fibres, and it's Strelitzine. I can never remember how to say the name. I will put it in the down bar so that you can see it. But it's like a lovely combination of, I almost think of it as the Australian outback, with the greens and the red, you know, the green of the vegetation and the red earth, and this ochre yellow here. So, yes, so basically what I've done, I'm doing a 2-ply, I've split it straight down the middle. I haven't done any further splitting. I'm just spinning up the first half, and I have to decide whether I'm going to split this second half, or whether I'm just going to spin it exactly the same way and have sort of slightly lined up colours, which I'm thinking I might go towards that, because I don't think I've actually done a variegated fibre in that method, where I've split it straight down the middle and just spun both halves straight through. So I thought that might be a good experiment to try, and I can see what it turns out like. So this is the second half of my fibre, nice and squishy. And I'll pop a picture in of my bobbin. I just took a photo just earlier. I've still got probably a quarter of the fibre still left to spin. So yeah, that's my only spinning project. Nothing finished to show. So as I said, it's probably going to be a short one today. I thought I might show you my stash acquisitions, and I actually got these just today. And I heard about this dyer through the Fluffy Fibres podcast, which is Isabel, and she's in France. And this fibre comes from England somewhere. I didn't actually look at the address, but it's from England, and I purchased all of this on Etsy. And the reason that I went to this shop was because, just let me reach over here, Isabel showed a skein of this yarn, which she had been sent as a giveaway prize by Owl About Yarn. So I love owls, so that's just perfect for me. And I mean, looking at this skein, you can probably see why I like it. It's got my purples and my pinks and my greys. So yeah, it really, Isabel had this and I'm like, oh, I really like that. I really want that. So I pretty much immediately jumped on and purchased it. And the colourway is called Gentle Elegance. And the base is called Cuddly Owl, which is 100% merino, and there's 400 metres and 100 grams. So she's on Etsy, and it's owlaboutyarn.etsy.com. So yeah, I really, really loved that skein. And I thought, seeing I'm getting a package all the way from England, maybe I'll add some extra things in. So that was the yarn that I purchased, and she also does fibre. So I purchased some of this, and this is Polworth and Merino, I think. Yeah. And it's some comb top, and the colourway is Jessica. So, again, as you can see, pinks, purples, my colours. So it's even got, I think there's a natural coloured, one of the wools was actually natural coloured, because you can kind of see that there's these sort of slightly darker striations through there, so I'm sure that will spin up really, really nicely. So it's just beautiful colours. And the last one is this one. So blue and purple and mauve. It's little bits of natural. And this one is Falkland. So it's 100 grams, and it's called Unpredictable is the colourway. So yes, that's my stash acquisitions. So I was pretty happy with those, and I got them today, and I got them really, really quickly. I was really surprised, because I think I only ordered them last weekend, I think. So just over a week to get a package from England. So that was pretty good, and it came with a little business card with this gorgeous little progress keeper. God, I can't speak today, can I? I feel like I've been drinking too early in the morning. So yeah, it's this little progress keeper, and there's all the details there. And just a little personal note on the back, which is very sweet. So I'm very much looking forward to using my little owl progress keeper. Thank you very much, Jenny. Not that you're probably watching, but thank you very much. It was lovely, absolutely lovely. And pretty much the last thing I wanted to talk about today is I did put that break in the last episode about finding out whether I was getting a new niece or nephew. And it turns out I'm getting another niece. So that's pretty exciting. I was kind of, not that, like, I don't really care whether it's a boy or girl, but I know I'm not hugely good with children. I clearly don't have any children of my own. And I've kind of just figured out what to do with Amelia, how to deal with a little girl. We had a great day the other day. I helped her while she's having a bath, and we went out to the shops and things. So I'm kind of used to having a girl, so I'm kind of pleased that it is a girl, so because that's within my comfort zone now. So what I did is I went on, and now that I know that it's a girl, I can start to pick projects and colours for things that I'd like to make for the new baby. And I was sort of thinking, because she's going to be born, I think, in mid to late January, because my sister does have diabetes, type 1 diabetes, so I think that they actually don't want her to go to full term, just for hers and the baby's sake. So I think that although she's due, I think in February, I think they will bring the baby early. So yeah, I think it's late January, and Adelaide stays pretty hot until well into February, sometimes even March. I mean, we can still have February heat waves where the temperature is routinely over 35 degrees and doesn't go below 30 for, over a week. Those weeks are hard. Often those over 35 temperatures are actually over 40 degrees. They're more like 42 degrees. Yeah, so I figured that the baby's probably not going to need a lot of knitted things for when it was born, so I'm not going to be making anything for newborn sizes. I had a quick look yesterday, and because I don't want to make too much, because babies grow so quickly, and I would rather make things for when they're kind of make more things for when they're sort of Amelia's age, when she's 2, she'll be 3 not long after the baby's born. So I've just picked out 3 things, and I've added them to my queue, and I thought I would share them. I just have them written down on my piece of paper here. I'll be sure to pop some photos from the designers' project pages over the top, so that you can see what I'm intending on knitting. So I haven't picked out any yarns as yet. I haven't decided whether I'm going to go stash diving or potentially even hand dye some yarn for the baby. So the first thing that I found was the Gather Hat, which is a pattern by Tin Can Knits, and as you probably would have gathered by now, I do quite enjoy knitting Tin Can Knits patterns. So this is the Gather Hat, and it's got kind of a little smocked stitch on it, and I was just going to make the baby size, because the baby will be, if it's born in January, it's February, March, April, May, June. Yeah, so about 6 months old by the time winter rolls around. So I thought I would just make the baby size in that, because I think they have newborn, and then they have baby, and then it's toddler. So if I knit the baby size, that should be okay for baby's first winter. And then the next thing was a flax sweater. So I made the flax light sweater, which you would have seen that I finished last week. And this is the flax, so I'm the one that's in the worsted weight. Because flax light is in fingering, the flax is in worsted weight. So I thought I might knit one of those. I've just found the podcast and dyer Hugh Loco, which is Nicole, and she's currently pregnant, and she knit a little flax out of Madeline Tosh for her new baby, and she did this really nifty, she added a button and just like a loop to the neck, so that it's a little bit more space to get over baby's head. So I thought I might do a flax sweater for the new baby, for my new niece. I knit one actually for a friend for their baby, and yeah, I just think it's a sweet little pattern for new little babies. So, and the final thing is a Milo vest. Now, pretty much every baby that has been born that I've known, I've knit a Milo vest for. And you probably heard of this. It's like it's everywhere. And this is by Tiki, I think is what she goes by, or Tiki Knits. And I believe that's Georgie Hallam. I will correct myself in the down bar if that's not quite right. So yes, I thought I would knit another Milo vest. So they're the 3 things that I figure that that I'll make for the baby. They probably won't get worn much, if at all. But yeah, those are the things that I'm working on. Plus, as I've spoken about before, I am spinning the yarn for that dogwood blanket for the baby as well. So I think those four things will be sufficient for my new niece. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. That'll be coming up in a few months. So yes, I'm pretty sure that is all I have to talk about today. I went through that quite quickly. Is it still 25 minutes? I'll probably edit some bits out anyway. But thank you very much for joining me today. All of my details will be in the credits at the end. I figure there's not much point repeating them. I know I've repeated them before in the other podcasts. Not much point repeating them right at the end, right before the credits. So I'll just pop the credits in. If you want to find me on Ravelry, I'm Anne of Julie. So please find me over there. Friend me if you'd like. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye!